example 4 says to determine the number of points of intersection of each of the following graphs with the x-axis. So it wants to know how many x-intercepts we have. Notice that it doesn't say to figure out what they are. It just says, I want to know how many of them there are. So we're going to look at our discriminant, and the discriminant is going to tell us all that we need to know. So if we look at A, we've got y equals 3x squared plus 4x minus 2. And so from this we can build our discriminant, which is based on A, B, and C. So we are using 4 squared, which is B squared, minus 4 times A, which is 3, times negative 2. And that is going to equal, let's see, 16. And then that's plus 24. Remember, the negative and the negative can make a positive. So that is 40, which 40 is greater than 0, isn't it? So that means that because of that, we have 2 x-intercepts. Great, right? So this is all together. Because our discriminant is 40, which is bigger than 0, that's what we get. So if we go to B, we've got y equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. Okay? So again, we're going to try to identify A, B, and C. And so we know that our B is negative 10. We're going to square that. We subtract away 4 times the number of A's, which is 1, times our C, which is 25. And we get 100 as negative 10 squared minus 100, which makes 0. And so 0 equals 0, obviously. So this means we have 1 x-intercept. That is all together, right? Because a discriminant of 0 means we have equal roots, and the equal roots will only create 1 x-intercept. So by process of elimination, wonder what's next. So we see y, so part C is y equals negative 2x squared plus x minus 7. So again, we're trying to find the number of x-intercepts, so we are going to identify A, B, and C. And so we know that our B is actually 1, we square that. We subtract away 4 times A, which is negative 2, and then times C, which is negative 7. Now this 1 squared is 1. So the next number, we've got a negative, a negative, and a negative, and they're all going to multiply and make one big negative number. So we've got 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 7 is 56, and so we end up with negative 55. Well, negative 55 is clearly less than 0, so this means that because our discriminant is negative, we will have 0 x-intercepts, right? None, right? Because this our discriminant is negative, right? We don't know how to do that. It ends up with imaginary answers, not real ones, and the x-axis is a real axis. So they start off just being able, again, calculate the discriminant, and it gives us some information that we can use.